Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating ancient parable. It's a story that uncovers the incredible, almost magical power of a single sacred promise and shows us how that one promise can completely change a person's life.
And like all great stories, this one starts with a question. A simple question, but it gets you thinking. It forces us to look past what we see on the surface, to figure out who someone really is. So who is the real thief here?
So, let's get into it. Our story starts with a man who lives in the shadows, a life of stealth and crime. But one day, he has an encounter with a great sage, and that single moment changes absolutely everything.
Now this guy wasn't just any thief. He was good, really good. In fact, he was the leader of a small crew of 5, and they were known for their heists. In his world, his identity was pretty clear. But that was all about to get turned upside down.
So, what the sage told him? Well, it probably wasn't what you'd expect. He didn't tell the man to stop being a thief. Nope. Instead, he gave him just one single rule to live by, a kind of discipline. And the vow? It was this: from this day forward, never, ever tell a lie. That's it. Just that one promise. A total devotion to telling the truth became the new center of this thief's life. And he took it so seriously that his 4 companions trusted him completely. Okay, so you can probably guess what's coming, right? This brand new commitment to the truth. It's about to get a major test in a heist that you just won't believe.
So one night, the crew decides to go for the big one, the king's royal treasury. But here's the twist. They have absolutely no idea that someone very powerful is watching them. The king himself is walking the streets, disguised, just checking on his kingdom.
And of course, the king sees this group looking pretty suspicious near the palace, and he walks right up to them. For our thief, this is it, the first real test of his new vow.
So what does he do? He's bound by this sacred promise. He looks the king right in the eye and just says it. We are thieves. I mean, can you imagine the king's surprise? In this world of lies and shadows, here's a guy who just owns it.
The king is just completely fascinated. He's never met anyone like this before, so he has to know more. He pushes a little further.
And the thief's reply is so direct, so incredibly bold, that the king decides he just has to see how this all plays out. So he joins them. He pretends to be a fellow thief, just to see where this unbelievable journey of truth is going to lead. This is where things get really wild. They get to the palace gates, and a guard stops them. And again, our thief tells the plain, simple truth. We are thieves. And the guard's brain just, well, it short circuits. He's thinking, no way. No real thief would ever say that. This must be a test from some high official. And just like that, he hands over the keys to the treasury.
So they get inside. The group, now there are 6 of them, with the king. They grab 6 chests of treasure. They even lock the doors behind them, then go bury the loot in a secret spot, and everybody parts ways for the night.
All right, so fast forward to the next morning. Of course, the robbery is discovered. And this is where the story really shifts. It's not so much about the thieves anymore. It's about the corruption and lies happening right there, inside the palace.
The king calls in his most trusted advisor, a minister called the Dewan, and tells him to go check out the damage. Now the Dewan knows there are supposed to be 10 chests of gold in there. When he gets there, he only sees 4 left. And in that moment, he sees an opportunity.
The Dewan's deception is pretty straightforward. Instead of telling the truth, he secretly moves those last 4 chests to his own home. Then he goes to the king and says that all 10 chests have been stolen. He's hoping to pocket the difference for himself.
A whole month goes by. But the king, see, he's patient, he's wise. He knows exactly who he met that night. He's counting on the fact that the thief's incredible devotion to truth will make him show up when he's called. And that brings us to the royal court. The stage is set. This is where the power of truth and the weakness of lies are about to have a very public showdown.
Just as the king knew he would, the honest thief appears. He walks into court, bows respectfully, and with total humility just states the facts. He explains that 6 thieves, including him, stole exactly 6 chests of treasure. Well, the Dewan immediately jumps up, shouting him down, trying to make him look like a liar. But he's made one huge mistake. He's completely forgotten that the king himself was the 6th thief that night, and he knows the real story. So, they search the Dewan's house, and what do you know?
They find the 4 missing chests. It all comes out. In this incredible reversal, the man who called himself a thief acted with total honor, while the respected minister was exposed as the true thief.
And this really is the story's final, most powerful lesson. It's not about your title, is it? It's about the principles you actually live by. By holding on to that one sacred vow, that one discipline he got from the sage, the man's entire destiny was rewritten. He went from a life of crime and disgrace to a position of incredible honor and service. His devotion to truth made him worthy of the highest trust.
So this ancient story really leaves us with a question for ourselves. It's not about thieves and kings. It's about the sovereign power of truth and integrity in our own lives. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What one principle, if you held on to it with that same unwavering devotion, could rewrite your own story?